you from across the room.
Welcome back to my channel. My name is Sandy, and it's been a minute, you all, since I've done some thrifting, so I thought I'd take you along with me to Goodwill and see what we can find. I've seen some of my YouTuber friends finding some gems, so I was keeping my fingers crossed to see what I could find. The first thing I saw was this hammered copper little, I guess, like cup, and I loved it, but they only had one. And I thought that would be great to put our drinks in when we're out sitting at a bonfire, but like I said, I passed because there was only one. Then I found this adorable basket. It was $3.99, and I just loved the tone on that one. And spoiler alert, I did bring another one home. But I went over to the frames, and this little frame was $1.99, and I love the tone of the brass on that one. And you can find some really good frames, all sizes and all shapes, and you can even find some large ones for really, really good price. Now, I have to show you this little girl because it's a needle point and just reminded me of something when I was younger, and I just had to show you because it was so cute. Now, I found these soap pump and this cup. They were really substantial marble, and the cup was $2.99 and the soap pump was $5.99. Thought that was a little pricey, and I didn't need anything like that, so I passed on those. Then I found this lamp, and it is a perfect shape, and we would definitely be good for a DIY. And that was $18.99, which again, I thought was a little pricey. And then there was an amber sort of base, and I thought this one was interesting, and it could really fit like a modern vintage style or just lean towards modern. Now, I've been looking for a stool like this for a long time, except it was $8.99. Be great. I've been wanting to find one to do a little DIY, but I passed on that. This glass area, there were just tons and tons of vases, but I found one that was gorgeous for $1.99, and I loved the detailing on this one. And this was great for fresh flowers or artificial flowers, and just loved it. Now, this little pink vase I thought was so cute, and I thought that'd be really cute in a little girl's room, and that was $2.99. It was a little bit more expensive than the other one. Then I found these canisters that I would definitely do a DIY on. The small one was $16.99 and the large was $8.99. I found some gems, you all. I didn't want to show you because I didn't want a spoiler alert, even though I said I bought one little basket. So I'm going to show you what I found. I did find some of the prices to be a little bit higher. Like I said, it's been a minute since I've done some thrifting, so they have definitely inflated their prices at Goodwill anyways. And I'm trying to be really intentional on the pieces that I'm buying. So I just didn't want to grab stuff just to grab it. Like, I probably would have bought that stool for $8.99, but I know I could find one for cheaper, and I just didn't want to grab it because that's what I was looking for. So that's what I do when I go thrifting. So let me show you what I got. The first little girl I got, which she is so cute, is this little like water spritzer. Now, I normally would not levitate towards this color. It's like a teal color, but what drew me to it was the detail on the glass. It's so pretty, and I thought this would be pretty to style on a table on my patio, and maybe put like a live plant next to it, and I would probably put water here and, you know, use it to actually spritz my plants or what have you. So that's the reason I went for this color, because I thought it would be pretty more outside. Now, I'm not gonna be able to style this because I haven't even begun outside to do anything. And with our move, which if you watched my previous video, you know we're gonna be moving. I'll put that card up here in the corner. If you haven't seen that, you can go see all about my exciting news. I probably won't do a whole lot of stuff outside this year, but I will do some because we will be here for some of the summer. So I paid $1.50 for this, and I just couldn't pass her up. She's just so cute, and I love the detail. I will never pass up a good frame, and this one was one that jumped out at me. I paid 50 cents. I actually took the tag off already. But what I loved about this, first of all, it was only 50 cents, and I loved the tone of the brass. It has that antique look on it, and it's not that bright brass. And of course, who could use a 5x7 frame? So I always have pictures that I could put in them. And I like the back because you could style it horizontally, vertically, and it also has has little hooks. So if you want to hang it on the wall, you can do that. So very versatile. And again, I love the tone of this brass. It gives me that sort of vintage vibes. And there are a little, I guess some areas a little bit brighter of like the brass tone, but I will probably take a little rub and buff and tone those down. But for the most part, this is just such a beautiful tone and it gives me those vintage vibes. Now, another great find. Thrifting is all hit or miss. And I feel like some days you hit the jackpot and other times you walk out of there with nothing. Well, today I hit the jackpot. I love this little girl, this little basket. She is so pretty. I love the tones of the wicker and her little handle. Now these little white connectors, I may like spray paint or paint just so they don't stick out so much. But again, the warm tones of this is what really drew me to it. And I always love a good little basket. You could hang her, you could put her on a counter. If you have shelving, you can style her. You could even prop her up and have stuff coming out of here. Just so many options with this, and I hope to have some open shelving when I move. So I thought this was a good one to put away and carry with me to the next house. But again, the tone is just absolutely beautiful and gives you that warm feeling. And a lot of times this type of wicker will lean a little yellow, and this does not at all. It's just absolutely gorgeous. Now this little, I don't know if it was like an old ashtray. It doesn't have like those little grooves where back in the day, I know when my grandma smoked, she had ashtrays that had those little grooves there that you could put your cigarette in it. This is just so pretty, the glass on it, and it's heavy. It's not like a real thin glass. I love the little scallop detail that it had around, and I apologize. I took some of the prices off. I think I paid $1.99. Yes, I did pay $1.99. I'm sort of thinking of what I paid. But I love the detail and it just is so pretty. So I thought this would be really nice to put like on my end table in my bedroom and maybe throw my rings in it. I could just use it for styling, even in the kitchen. There's so many different places, even on an end table in my family room. So there's so many different places you could style this, but what really drew me is all this little scalloped edge. It's so, so pretty. So I hope you all can see that, but just gorgeous. And the detail is just absolutely beautiful. So that one was a good find. This again was another hit of a jackpot. This actually shows at the bottom, it's a threshold. And the original price at Target threshold, I don't know how many years ago this was $10. Well, I got this for $2. I just stuck some florals in here and it's just sort of a ceramic with a glazing, but I love just the detail of it. Again, this could go somewhere. It's not like a really vintage piece. It's more of a modern piece. But again, for shelving, it'd be a good filler like in your bathroom. If you need just a little filler and a pop of, florals in the corner of your sink, it could be used for that in your kitchen. Again, so many different uses of this, but I couldn't pass this up for the price. And I just put a little florals in here and it just looks adorable. It is, again, on the smaller size. You can sort of see my hand. It's not like really big, but it's a perfect size. Well, you all, this is the start of the show, and I could not believe this when I found this. It was sort of towards the back of the store, and I almost would have walked by it, but I was like, let me just go check in the back because sometimes they have like 50% off pieces. Well, this piece wasn't 50% off, but I have been looking for just a little trunk like this for a long time, and Home Goods have them, but they're around $100. Well, this year, you all, I paid $20 for it, and it was exactly what I was looking for. Now, I did notice some wearing, which is going to be expected when you are at a thrift store. And then the only other thing, this little belt, I wasn't sure exactly how it hooked. It looks like a belt with the little holes in it, but I cannot figure out how that went, or there's obviously something missing, but that's okay. I don't really need to lock it. I'm going to use it for my guest room for the kids to either put their stuff inside of it when they come, or if they just want to put their suitcase on top. It's perfect. And it folds down I'll show you how deep the inside this is. So that bottom pulls up and it folds down. So if you want to put it away for a while and you don't want it out and even like slip it underneath your bed, it folds really nicely and you can do that. So again, I couldn't pass this up and it was a steal. I am just in love with this. It was exactly what I was looking for, and I've probably been looking for, I'm not joking, 6 months. So it was meant for me to go to the thrift store today.
You pulling me closer, but don't waste your time. Don't have any time for all your empty lies. I used to think that you were only mine, but I was blinded by a shallow light. I'll call your friends, I'll let them know that I'm so done with the tragic boys. Tonight I'll get into my zone. I'll dance until the tears are gone. No time for bad love, bad love, bad love. I'm dancing all these tears away. No time for bad love, bad love, bad love. I'm dancing all these fears away. Don't need it.
That's going to wrap it up for today. I hope you enjoyed seeing the items that I got from the thrift store. Like I said, it's all hit or miss. It really is. And today was just one of those lucky days. So thanks again for stopping by today and checking out this video. If you like this video and type of videos like this, if you could give me a thumbs up, I really appreciate it. And if you're new here, if you could smash that subscribe button, I really would love for you to be part of my YouTube family. And you all, I will see you in the next video. Bye now.